Okay, English language, paper 2, question 2. I'm going to give you some top tips. Your ability to answer the question rests on your ability to explain language using your own words to explain the words the writer has used. Why has the writer used those words? Why has the writer used those techniques? You need to use synonyms, words that have a similar meaning. So if the writer has used the word walked, think about the overall tone or ideas behind walked. So, well, the writer is talking about the fact that this person is sauntering or skipping or meandering. So you're explaining the words that the writer has used using similar words because it shows that you understand the implications of that word. And similar to synonyms are connotations. Now, these are cultural understandings and impressions of the words. So they're the emotions that come to our minds when we hear a word. So if somebody says, if you see the words laughed happily, well, what emotions come into your mind connected to that? Well, this means the character might be feeling joy or excitement or hope or enjoyment. Maybe they're looking forward to the future. And it's important when you're doing connotations not to stick with just one connotation, even though you can get marks from just one. Go with multiple, because the more detail you use to explain language, the better you do. And when you're practicing this, use Google. Google is your best friend. If you can't think of any connotations or any synonyms, Google it. Right? Or use your thesaurus if you have one of those and go old school. But the important thing is to use as much detail to explain the words on the page as you can without repeating the words. If you said, well, this person laughed happily, therefore that means they're happy, you don't get any marks because all you've done is repeated what's already on the page. Even if you said, this person laughed happily, this means this person is feeling joy. You've used a synonym for happy, which is joy, and you get marks for that. So the techniques on the page, and you should be studying the Quizlet set that I have as part of this course to help you be more confident in what techniques to look for. You highlight the technique, but then you pick the words used within that technique to give you an understanding of the emotion. So if the woman in the text is described as a bear, okay, so she was like a bear. There's the simile. But then you have to zoom in on the word bear and the connotations and the definition of bear in order to get the marks. So you define it first. A bear is a large mammal with big claws, and they can really hurt or kill people when they're angry, and big teeth. Therefore, this could be fear-inducing. This could create fear or anxiety or worry, or connect to someone who's very protective or intense or overwhelming, right? So the more you use, the more marks you get. And lastly, everything you do needs to connect to tone. The tone is the emotion that the writer is trying to create in the reader. Okay, so all of this descriptive language is always going to be focused on trying to get the reader to have a reaction. Now, whether or not you have a reaction is not the point when it comes to exams. Hopefully you do, but if you don't, you're looking at specific words, specific techniques, and you're explaining the synonyms and the connotations to help show what your response should be. So you're looking at the words used, you're looking at the techniques, and you're looking at how the writer has structured them, so where the writer has put these techniques on the page to create this reaction.